Just like you, we've heard of the horrible incidents that have taken place, the separation of mothers and fathers from their children, children left crying in the hands of some police agent. This weekend, 25 congressional Democrats went to the border, to McAllen and Brownsville, Texas. In one facility, there were maybe a half a dozen families with maybe 2 kids apiece, who had perhaps 15 to 18 people all jammed into a concrete cell, steel door, windows with the wire embedded in the glass, and they were lying on the floor under these mylar pieces of not cloth, but really plastic. In another cell right next to these families was a single girl, just big enough to see over the top of the concrete ledge through the glass. And she was standing there with her hands gripping the concrete in total tears, the tears just streaming down her face. There were no adults with, there was no parent. Have no idea what this young 4-year-old girl was doing there. And I'm sure she had no idea either. We were at this facility perhaps for a half an hour, and during that entire time, she was left there all alone. What's come of her? I have no way to know. But I'm telling you, she will be on my mind for as long as I'm alive. From this facility, we went to what is now the infamous cages. You've seen them on television. These are literally cages in which humans are stored. Boys, young boys in one section, young girls in another section, some mothers with their children in yet another, and some fathers, and it's over in another section. They're sleeping on the concrete floor. They have a pad and they have the mylar cover once again. How long will they be there? I think the time ranges, but surely it's going to be for a few days. And then where? Where do they go? Well, we knew where they went. The young children were separated and sent off all across America to various homes and to various facilities all around America. And we know that some of the mothers, we saw them later at the ICE detention facility at Port Isabel, which is basically a minimum security prison. You know, the double wall, the double fences with razor wire on top, all the locked doors, the video cameras everywhere. That's where mothers were. They had no idea where their children were. They had really no ability to contact their children. If they had a telephone number, they had no money to make calls, and yet they had to pay for their calls. Something terribly, terribly wrong here in America. This did not have to happen. This didn't happen in previous administrations, but when the President of the United States, who has no heart, whose soul is as black as could be, who only thinks of himself and his own politics, ordered the issue of take no prisoners, 100% enforcement of the law. When he said that, he set in motion an inhumane, immoral process. We're going to stop it as best we can. We've got a lot of work to do here. And that's going to take a while, because our dignity, our sense of value as American, as leaders for humanity across the world, has been severely diminished by Donald Trump.